Hi! Hi, hello. Hello, hi. Oh. Hi. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. If I can adjust my camera properly. You gotta go that way a bit more. There we are. Hey! Welcome. Hope you guys are doing well. I thought, since I'm on break at the minute, we would do a nice, relaxing little stream where I would do something a little interesting that I picked up for Christmas. I don't know if anyone in chat really plays Warhammer or is a fan of Warhammer, but fortunately, earlier this year, I had the wonderful privilege of working on Frontier's Warhammer Age of Sigmar Realms of Ruin, which was an RTS game set in Warhammer Age of Sigmar, and I was able to voice the Tzaangors and the Lord of Change, part of the faction of the Disciples of Tzeentch. Now, for those of you guys who know Warhammer, you know that it comes with a great amount of these collectible little miniatures if you desire to play the tabletop version. So I've got myself here a handful of Tzaangors. And I figured today, as a bit of fun, we would paint some Tzaangors. Now, I might move the camera depending on how well this angle works. But we'll see how it goes. But for now, let me show you one I did yesterday. So I painted one of these yesterday because I wanted to see how they looked. So this is one that I painted yesterday. As you can see, he's got the blue skin. He's got the... Oh, is he going to focus? It's got the gold on his shields, the blue, the silver of his chainmail. That's what a painted Tzaangor looks like. Now, for those of you folks who don't know what Tzaangors are, or what the Disciples of Tzeentch are, the Disciples of Tzeentch are the beastmen and the acolytes in service to one of the four gods of chaos in the Warhammer universe, specifically Tzeentch, the Lord of Change, one of the four chaos gods, particularly attuned to the realms of sorcery, change, and deception. And the Tzaangors are essentially his avian beastmen foot soldiers. And I was able to voice the characters earlier this year in the game Realms of Ruin. Yeah, there's an entire shop, there's two in where I live actually, that are dedicated to Warhammer. There is one in a place near me, and then there's one right in the town I live in. I heard a tiny bit about Warhammer, but not much. I don't know if it's cute. Does he look cute? I do wish the camera would focus on him a bit more, but there he is. I did get a new webcam for this because my old one was not great quality, so I've got a brand new webcam specifically for this. So I figured we would just have a nice little stream where we relax, we paint some figurines, and have a jolly good time. I'll put him over there for now. If you guys are wondering what paints we'll be using today, I've got them right here. I don't know why are you not moving your mouth? What's this? Hold on, has my audio changed? No, it hasn't. I'm just wondering why my model... There we go. I don't know why, but my model stopped moving his mouth in for a second. They look very appetizing. I don't know if they look appetizing, but we'll see. I need to get browser up because I need to know what these guys are supposed to look like. So, if you're curious what paints we're using today, we're going to do a base coat of Korax White. By the way, this is my first time painting Warhammer figurines. This guy here was the first one I've ever done. And he turned out pretty well, so I'm somewhat proud of myself. But for a base coat, we'll use Korax White. Give that a shake. And then for the chainmail and such, we'll be using Ironbreaker. For the skin, we'll be using Contrast with Pilar Glacier. If you can hear, that one's a bit more runny because it's a contrast paint. For the gold of their armor and their weapons, we'll be using, what is this? Base Retributor armor. For the blue parts of their armor, like their braciers and their like little belts, we'll be using Thousand Suns blue. And then for their horns and their beaks, we'll be using Morngast bone. These are just 6 paints. Shout out to the dude in the Warhammer shop where I live. He was a saint because, what was it? I went there to go buy the paints, and when I went there, he was out on lunch. I think he's the only dude who works in that shop. But he was out on lunch, and like I ran up to the door, and it said like, oh, back at 3 o'clock, and that was in 20 minutes. And I was like, oh, I don't have 20 minutes. So the guy came to the door and was like, oh, Matt, what do you need? And I was like, oh, I need paints. I need paints for these. I need paints for one of these. And he was like, oh, come in. Okay, come in. And he served me real quick, and he got me these 6 paints. Now, if you want to have your Tzaangors look like they do on the box you get them in, you're going to need like 26 different paints. There's so many different types of paints, but I think I did pretty well for just the 6 I have. I actually do have a 7th, but it's just some black acrylic paints that I got for a cosplay earlier this year. So yeah, it's a nice color selection. Some of these colors are really pretty. The blues as well are really nice. It's just like it's like such a lovely, almost candy blue, especially that one for their skin. So I'm thinking, if I let me wheel some over here. I have a handful of Tzaangors because you get 10 of them in each pack. So we have this sort of Tzaangor Berserker. It's got his 2 axes, which is pretty cool. I do also have this one I was intrigued to paint, and this is like a Tzaangor Bannerman. There we are. I do wish the camera would focus a bit. But, let's try to see if I can get to focus. Well, this is a Tzaangor Bannerman either way. So I'm curious what we should paint first. If we should paint the Berserker or if we should paint the Bannerman. I heard an easy way to shade is to use a dark color as a primary before using increasingly lighter washes to brush over the sections that stick out. Afterwards, just normal colors. So, yeah, with the Tzaangors, I was told to base coat them in white and then go over this. This is contrast paint, and contrast paint is quite runny, so you can see the base coat underneath. And that would help me do the skin. And then after that, I can do the other base colors once that's all dried. So like the armor and stuff like that. The Bannerman, I see a few people saying Bannerman. I've only, I say I'm a cosplayer, but I've only cosplayed once this, actually no, I've cosplayed twice this year. My first time ever doing it, and it was a lot of fun. Okay, you guys are saying the Bannerman. In that case, let's get started then. I got some paints. Actually, I got my brush over here. Okay, that's a bit wet. So we'll do the base coat of, try not to open it too aggressively because I don't want it to go everywhere. We'll do a base coat of, Korax White. Let me just adjust you slightly. Let me itch my ear. Okay, Korax White. Let's shove that over there. So just a bit on there. Get it out a bit. And then need to be careful when you're base coating them, because if your paint is too thick, what you'll end up doing is you'll end up filling in. I'll try my best not to take them off camera. You'll end up filling in the little gaps where the detail is supposed to go. You'll fill it with paint, and you don't want to do that. So as you can see, we're base coating him. We're painting him white. So yeah. I wonder actually, is it better to put you down here? Ooh. Okay, hold on. Let me precariously balance you there, and let's. Hold on. There's a bit too much me there. Oh, is that a better angle? What are we thinking? Is that maybe a better angle? Is that a better angle? Do you guys prefer that? What do you think? I quite like that. If we just shift this a bit that way, and it's. You're a bit precariously balanced. Yeah, but is this a better angle? I hope so. Like if I'm painting, then blah, 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 blah. Let's move this to the side. I'm just trying to see what you guys in chat are saying, because if this is a better angle, then I'll stick with this one. Paint, fit it out. Start base coating again. You are a bit precariously balanced at the moment, so subject to change depending on if you fall. Yeah. Right, hold on, I'm really trying to get you guys a good angle, but I don't want you to fall to your deaths. There we go. Oh, shout out to my friend Reese for getting me an R2D2 plant pot. What if we just sit you flat? You're not looking down enough, though. Sorry, guys. I really should have worked this out before I started, but I'm kind of a person who, when I want to do something, I just, do it. Oh, Fox, thank you for $2.79 Canadian. Dare you to paint one of your nails with paint? Maybe later, because, fun fact, I have actually painted my nails before. I painted my nails when I was in Minnesota last year. Not last year, this year, for a Halloween costume. And I ain't gonna lie, I looked pretty good. Make sure he's nice and base coated. Oh, I gotta be careful with the banner, because the banner is very, very fragile. Don't eat the paint, please. I need it. Don't eat my paint. Oh, got a bit of paint on myself. Right. How can you see my chin going in there? There we are. Getting there, getting there. That's how he's looking right now with his base coat coming along. Just a bit more. And my thin it a bit with a bit of water. Yeah, a nice bit of water to thin the paint out. Helps us stop the paint from being too thick. Making sure to get on all of his nooks and crannies. Yeah, I've noticed. Yeah, I'd agree soap seems more edible than paint. Like, I got some really nice soap for Christmas. And it was Dr. Squatch. And I was like, oh gosh, that looks good. So many little nooks and crannies on these dudes. The shields. The shields are the worst, but not because of the shields themselves, but because of the gap in between the shield and the body. I've sniffed the paint already. It doesn't smell that strong. It's not like sulfide. I remember a friend of mine, it might have been my friend Sheridan, got in trouble for sniffing glue in class, but it wasn't solvent glue, it was like the opposite, it was like solvent free, but the teacher got so mad about it. Right. Why does what look like it's made of chocolate? What do you mean, ceramic mugs? Where else? It's okay if we get a bit of paint on the base plate, because we can just paint that over with some black paint. He's already looking good. You can see the difference already. I had a friend who tried to get me to eat Play-Doh before. I think we've all eaten Play-Doh. Like, let's be real for a second. Don't mess me around. We've all tried to eat Play-Doh. It's very, very salty. Like, you make them little Play-Doh burgers. How could one not eat them? Let's see. That hoof needs some detail. Top of his arms. his chest. We may need to give him multiple layers due to the fact that it needs to dry. So we can make sure he's nice and opaque. I'm just trying to get the back end of his little chainmail tabard. Making sure I get every inch. Seems to be the main part of his body done. Just a little bit extra on the horns. Make sure we're not being too generous. Play-Doh is very salty. Very salty. So I wouldn't recommend it. Honestly, I think the banner could stay white. Actually, I don't think we need to color the banner another taste. Another taste. I'm reading chat while I'm doing this. I don't think we need to do the banner another color because the banner itself is already white, like the paper bit, not the paper bit, the cloth bit. But I'm just making sure that any nice little horrible nooks and crannies are getting filled. So far, if I just take a nice quick look at him, we seem to be getting there. Yeah, we're definitely getting there. You lot are all just talking about eating Play-Doh and chat. What is the matter with you? I think Robert's the kind of guy who would eat Play-Doh in the name of science. I think we're nearly done with the base coat, guys. As you can see, he's looking a lot whiter. Right. Just the banner that's giving me a tiny bit of hassle. Yeah, one time for science, one time for fun. That should be like his little slogan. Yeah, I think we're definitely getting somewhere, guys. There we go. See? He's got his lovely... You didn't just eat a glue stick there, Emily, did you? You wish Ellis was real? Well, rumor has it that Ellis is going to be at a con in Birmingham, so... Alright, just... touching up all the lovely little final nooks and crannies. I saw one of my classmates licking their glue stick and I was slightly disgusted by it. Yeah, that's a fair reaction. I don't think I ever saw or did anything like that. No. Right, what have we got? How's he looking? Yeah. I thought it was a bit under the leg. It's tiny bit under his leg. Anywhere else? Or is a bit more around the hooves? Yeah, I had the utmost pleasure of voicing the Tzaangor's Four Realms of Ruin, the monstrous birdmen of Tzeentch, all in accordance to the plans of the Architect of Fate. And I had a lot of fun playing these guys. We just thin that down a bit, give him another quick thin layer, just to make sure any nooks and crannies are filled. A bit more on the underside of his horns. A bit on the pole. I've heard there's edible chalk. Which I've also heard is, despite being edible, is in fact actually just disgusting, which really doesn't surprise me. Right, let's... Do you actually live in Japan though, Emily? I've not met anyone who's lived in Japan. Pakistan, really? Right. I think, apart from a few tiny little smidgens left, I think that is the banner base coated. A few tiny little notches up here. Oh yeah, where do you live in Japan? Okay guys, there he is. Nice and base coated, so let's sit him there. Let him dry. Oh. While we plot what to do next, because I need to work out what I want to do next, because I can do the contrast next, and I'm gonna close this before I have an accident with it. There we are. Canada, I know a few folks in Canada. Oh, right. We'll let that dry. I can see a few spots where there's a bit of paint. Gosh. My favorite flavor of ice cream is vanilla. Boring, but hey, I like it. So, shut up. Let me just still need to back it up a little bit. Gosh, there's so many nooks and crannies on this dude. Much better. Just making sure there's not too much. Like I said, you don't want to fill it in too much and fill in all the little notches for the details. That's what I'm trying to avoid doing. Born in Washington and now live in Montana. Nice. I hear Montana's quite empty though. Right. That's the base coat finished now, I think. So let's just let him dry. But let me give you a better look at what these guys should end up looking like. They should end up looking like this. Blue skin, gold and silver armor, blue armor as well. I need to do the hooves. But I don't really have a color for the hooves or the eyes, but I'm very happy with how this first guy turned out. Like, I'm quite happy with the detail on him, like on his sword. It's hard to tell because the camera won't focus, but he looks good. You live in Virginia, you live in Missouri. I've been to Minnesota a few times, and I really love Minnesota. Great state, great people. Right. So after the base coat is done, I'm thinking we do the skin next. Because it's easier to correct, it's easier to paint over... Should I do the contrast paint first? Because if I get the contrast paint out of line, it's much easier just to paint over that with the other base colors. So I think we'll do the skin next. What Tzaangor is this? What's his head like? Because I've got to take into account what kind of head they've got. Alright, so this is a Tzaangor that has a helmet piece on, then his beak underneath. Okay. Don't know if you can see it too well, but he's got like a little notch above his beak that's like a plate of armor. And then there's his beak underneath that. Let me have a look. Just want to check something real quick. Just wait and let the base coat dry. Yeah, the Tzaangors, hideous beast men in service to Tzeentch. And they sound, for those of you who are curious what they sound like, it is something along the lines of... We march for the great deceiver. Makuro Kaiyasaku. That is what the you live in Japan all your life, but you have a British accent. That's interesting. That is what the Tzaangors sound like. And the Lord of Change. Come here, big man. So I have a figure. Oh gosh, I nearly dropped him. I have a figurine of the Lord of Change, who is this guy right here. Big boy, isn't he? Compare him to a Tzaangor. The Lord of Change is one of the most powerful of Tzeentch's demons, and they are essentially beings born of pure magic. They are immensely powerful. I think they're the most expensive unit in Realms of Ruin, and one of the most powerful. And for those of you wondering what the Lord of Change sounds like, the Lord of Change goes something a bit like, one more infinitesimal step in the scheme. All are pawns to the architect. That's what they sound like. Control. Hold on, I'm just checking something. Hold on, folks, just checking something. What is that, Emily? Because that I'm just posting random Japanese in my chat. Yeah, I think that's his base coat all done. But yeah, that's what the Lord of Change sounds like. Mortals do not imagine Tzeentch's plan. Right. Okay, that's his base coat all dry, I think. Yeah, feels dry. So, I'm thinking we do his skin with contrast paint. This is Pilar Glacier, and it's much runnier than other paints. So, and what contrast paint does is, because it's somewhat translucent, it lets the base go through. So if you look here, it kind of gives the skin that natural shade and highlight because of the white that's underneath. And some people, they base their models in solid black or in whites, like I have. And it really helps, or brown. I know for a lot of the maggot kin of Nurgle, people base coat them in a sort of brown or green. And then they contrast paint it with a brown or like an ugly green, and it kind of gives that plagueling look. So let me yeah, it's a silly guy. Okay, I say we do the skin. Give it a good shake. Right. So with contrast paint, it's something I'm still trying to learn. You've got to be generous with it, but you can't let it pool, which is basically when it, you know, pulls together. So you've got to control that, but at the same time, you've got to be generous with it. So we apply that over his face. We do it over his chest and neck. And be nice and generous. Nice and generous with it all. Making sure we're not adding too much, and if we are doing our best to control it. Because contrast paint, I think because it's more liquidy, takes a teensy-wincy bit longer to dry, and I can already see it pooling in some places. So we'll dry the brush off, and then what we'll do is we will go along with the dry brush and just pick up any pooling wherever it is. And any areas where it dries, where there is no skin, that is actually okay, because we'll do the next colour so we can just paint over it. It's really, really pooling down the back. But you can see, can you see? It's kind of giving his skin that bluiness. And when it dries, it will look really good. I just find it hard getting it not to pool. Yeah, see how it's kind of giving his skin that blue? I'm planning to stream for probably another hour and a half. Yeah, see that? It's giving his skin that sort of blue color. Cool, right? I think it's cool at least. It is pooling quite a lot though at the base, but it's okay. Because we're going to be painting over this area later. Yeah, that will give his skin that lovely, lovely blueness. That Tzaangor blue.
Whirling command to the great
Conceiver?
Deceiver.
Zinj, the great conceiver. Well, the conceiver of plots, maybe. Never without a grand scheme, Zinj. Right. Yeah, see how that's drying? Giving his skin that nice little bit shade of blue. Just making sure I'm being generous. Do it on his legs as well. Yeah, that's starting to look real good. Okay, we're going to let him sit there for a second. Let his contrast paint dry. But if you look at this Tzaangor, it's kind of hard to see. But he's got like a blueness to his skin. And that's what the contrast paint does. And you can kind of see the white coming through in it. It looks really good. So hopefully when this guy dries... I'm just going to get rid of that pooling around his feet. Hopefully once that contrast paint dries, he will have a nice blue tint to him as well. Right, what's going on in chat? Why do I need to give you a warning? It's a mini figurine. It's a mini surprise. Thank you, Faith. Yeah, it was a fun recording session doing that. Right, give that contrast paint a minute to dry. Maybe do another layer of it if needs be. But after that, we'll make sure the contrast paint has set in and it's worked. And after that, maybe we'll do the silver. Maybe we'll do the silver or the gold. Meanwhile, let me do some checking on the internet. What is this? Oh. Sorry, I'm just checking my Twitters. To highlight figures, use a dry brush. What do you mean, Tyler? I've heard that term before. I assume by a dry brush you mean just like, obviously dry this, because this is wet at the minute. But I've seen it, people use it for highlights. People will put like white or black and they'll highlight things, a bit like what you could do with the chainmail here. I think it's when you put paint on the brush, a dry brush, and then you thin it out, like get a load of it off, and you have just like a tiny little speck of it, and then you like lightly but quickly brush across something. Is that how it works? Or is it, or do I need as like a highlight paint? Because I know there's like contrast paint, shade. Yeah. I don't know, I don't know, Tyler. I said a whole lot there. Just yeah again? Okay, cool. Well, okay, we're still waiting for the contrast paint to dry. I'm just gonna see if I can tidy him up a little bit. It's just pulling behind his knee. One. So, yeah, it's where you dry the brush, put on a very small bit of, like, black or white, and then you quickly brush it, yeah? Let me see if, the first one. Oh, let me have a look at this real quick. Oh gosh, you need a really fine brush to do that. Yeah, you need a really fine brush. This is the smallest one I've got, and it's still quite thick. Yeah, you need a sharp tip brush. Yeah, I see what it... I'm watching a video on it right now. I definitely see what it does. But where to even do it on these guys? Because, you know, they're not like Space Marines. They've not got like the big bulky edges of their boots and stuff. These guys are very intricate. And they've already got like golden edges to a lot of their stuff. You just ate the box? Really? Maybe I'll try highlight some of these dudes, but how are you looking? Yeah, contrast paint starting to dry. We're starting to get that nice blue on the skin. Making another layer won't hurt though, but I think I'll do a few more base colors right after I check this email. Just one moment, guys. I just need to look into something. Sorry about that, 1 second. Outfits. I mean, yeah, they don't even have that much of an outfit, if I'm being honest. They've got, like, their chainmail, like, skirts and waistbands. They got a couple of braces. And the braces, if you can see, they've already got, like, the gold edges to them. So, would I put a white highlight on them? This is my first time ever painting these. tidy because he's still drying a bit. Okay. We'll close that for now. We need to give him another layer of contrast for his skin. I'll do what I did with this guy and just go over again. But I say we do the solid base blues next on his armor. No grey? Yeah, there's no grey. No grey. No grey to be seen. Maybe in a tiny little nook and cranny. Tzaangors are neat. Little doodads. They are little doodads.
Little doodads. Little doodads of cinch. Chippy chippy yappa yappa.
Warhammer Army is a tabletop game. It's a wonderful little tabletop game where you play as an army of your choice with an army of little mini men. That's my boilerplate summary as someone who's never played tabletop Warhammer before. Looks like the contrast paint's doing well though. Maybe it needs another layer. Highlight with grey. I don't have any grey. Maybe if I mix the Korax white and my black paint together, I can get a grey. I prefer milk chocolate, but what's it? Where would you highlight on these dudes? Like around the edge of like their skirts? Sorry, around like the edge of their skirts, or like their swords or the shields. It seems fun, yeah, but damn me, is it an expensive hobby. Highlight grey. Highlight on armor and weapons. Yeah, but my brush isn't nearly as, like, stiff and pointed as I think it needs to be. Maybe if I, like, do, like, the tiniest smidging of paint right on the edge, I can just, like... Bing, 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 bing. Okay, so yeah, you'd highlight, like, the chainmail on their skirts and stuff like that. Yeah, I can see how that would work. I'm gonna finish the Bannerman first, and then later I'll get back to this, because I need to pick up more paint for this dude, because as you can see, maybe he hasn't got anything where his eye is, so I need to get like a purple or maybe a gold. Maybe I'll mix the bone and the gold together and do the eye with that. Okay. How are you doing? You dry yet? Nearly, nearly, nearly. Just moving some of the pooling to areas I think could do with a bit more contrast. You didn't miss much, don't worry, we're just waiting for the contrast paint to dry. What does the banner look like, actually? Oh, okay, the banner's relatively simple. It's just gold and then white, but it looks like there's some black highlights around the edge. Right. Looks like he's still getting dry, so yeah. Keyboard ASMR comeback, let's go. Yeah, Warhammer's a lot of different types of video games. Like, the one I was in was Realms of Ruin, which was part of Age of Sigmar. Yeah, there's a whole lot of video games. There's like Chaos Gate, there's Realms of Ruin, there's Rogue Trader, there's Total Warhammer. All sorts. Loads and loads. Are you dry yet? A little bit longer and he'll be nice and dry. I think. Right, this is where it gets interesting, because now we've got to do the detail, like the finicky, finite details. My favorite Warhammer game is the only one I've played, and that's Realms of Ruin. My favorite music genre is probably indie pop. Ellis, did you do the voice in the Venom video? Yeah, of course I did. It's my video. I do the voice in all of my videos. Right, I say we take our Thousand Suns blue. We're also aligned to Zinch. Careful not to rock the entire desk. This colour's really nice. I love Thousand Suns blue. Right. Make sure our brush is nice and clean. Get all that horrible contrast paint off. Let's get us some Thousand Suns blue. This is a really pretty colour. Hold on, I've got to sit more comfortably. And we're going to start working on the blue segments of his armour. As you can see, we're giving him that solid blue that's present on his armor. I compare myself more to a cat. My headset cable's stuck. Sake. There we go. Yeah, I compare myself more to a cat. My friend Kai compares me to a black cat, and I compare them to a golden retriever. Yeah, of course I look focused. This guy's got all these little details. Yeah, you can see we're doing his waistband at the minute. Thank you, Nessie. Glad to have you two here, by the way. Thank you very much for dropping on by. Good with your assistance. Right, I believe this guy, if I get the picture up for reference. So the skulls on his knees are gold, and it's the bits in between. Okay, easy enough, easy enough, easy enough. Oh, that's quite a lot of paint. Don't want that much. Okay. We're getting somewhere. We're definitely going somewhere. I would imagine people living in
Japan would have learned Greek. That's a weird combination. Contrast paint's done a lovely job. We're really getting that nice skin effect.
Yeah, nice. Hold on, I just need to inform my staff of something real quick. So I just have to let my staff know. What colour is his skirt? Oh, interesting. Okay. Oh, there are a lot of little nooks and crannies on this one. Okay. There's a layer of base colouring right there. You have Chaos Space Marines. Do you have the Thousand Suns? Yeah, are they the Thousand Suns, Nessie? Does anything to do with Zinj? Ooh, I'm sold. Ah, hell, you have to send me a picture of them then. I really want to get some Thousand Suns. Is there any blue anywhere else? No. Okay. Wait, no, wait, is that blue? Well, there is a tiny... No, I don't think there is. There's a tiny bit of blue on the headpiece of his beak. Slanesh.
Cooties.
Right, there we are. We've got his blue base.
I see. Yeah, I need to tidy this dude up a little bit.
I say next though we do the golds. Yeah, Discord's in the description. Okay, let's get out some Retributor armor, which is a very, very nice golden color. What's not working? Okay. We want just a thin bit of paint.
Let's start with the easiest parts.
There we are. So we're starting to put the gold on him now. Hello, Trash. Okay, it's not a bad job. Get one of his knee things all done. Just making sure there's a few little crannies. I'm not a big person to celebrate New Year, if I'm being honest. A little bear? I don't see a little bear. So yeah, the banners. The banner itself is golden. That's not actually a bad idea, Hanako. Maybe. Oh, trust me, there won't be a New Year's stream. I also realised that my fucking avatar is in front of the chat box. Let's put that up there. As you can see, we're doing the gold on the banner as well. That's how we're looking so far. Getting more of that gold on there. Yeah, of course it was finished. It came out in October. Or November. Was it November? Yeah, November it came out. Oh. A lot of intricate details on this, dude. A lot of intricate details. But hey, we are going somewhere. We're getting somewhere. Gold. That lovely gold colour. Yeah, the camera would focus. That's looking good. Look at him. He's coming along well now, isn't he? Getting all those nice colours in. That really, really nice gold. Absolutely gorgeous. Try go around. go. It looks neater on the stream, but it is a bit messy. But from a distance, I'm being way too hard on myself. What am I on about? These guys look good. I think the skin may need another wash over, but nah, this guy's looking good. This guy is looking fancy. What's that? Cinnamon Toast, thank you for subscribing.
Sorry, I was just concentrating a minute.
Okay. Definitely looks like we're getting somewhere. Getting somewhere indeed.
A little bit on the brace here, then I still need to finish up the
banner pommel is gold as well. My favourite song is Tears for Fears.
Everybody Wants to Rule the World.
Yeah. Most certainly getting somewhere. My favorite color is orange. You know, I think I'm getting the hang of this a little bit. Yeah, it's been orange for a while. I can't really think of any other colour that comes close. colour is this skirt? Okay, let's add ease with the gold for a minute, but give you guys an update. That's how it's looking after we've applied the gold. I think it's looking pretty good. Right. I was looking at the picture of the Tzaangor now and just thinking, what next? I'm thinking what to do for the skirt. I think I'm going to move on to a bit of black for the pole arms and stuff like that. I just give a tiniest dollop of black acrylic. I don't want to go overboard with this one, that's for sure. Make sure brush is nice and clean. It is not. Let's try again. Okay, there we go. They're from Warhammer, harmless. There we are. There's the black going on the pole of the banner. Okay. We are getting somewhere. Okay. Definitely getting somewhere. I think I'm definitely gonna have to do another layer of what's it? Another layer of contrast for the skin. I think the skin is still a bit too on the white side, and mainly around the head. And then there's a bit of blue I need to fill in there. Thinking something on the banner, isn't there? Yeah, let's try to do the finite details of the banner. Oh, I don't know. Doing the actual banner itself might be a bit risky. It's very complex. There's a bit of gold missing there. that the helmet has some straps on it. There you go, that's how he's looking. I think we've really got somewhere this stream. Oh! Gosh, I fell over. Okay, let's do a bit of the horns. As for the horns, we're going to crack open the Mornghast bone. There we are, we're getting the paint on his horns now. I don't want to fill the teeth too much. So I'm just trying not to do this. There's supposed to be a symbol that goes on the banner, but I'm way too nervous to try that in a minute. As for the hooves, let's do a bit of Mornghast bone on the hooves. Right, so we've got a bit of Mornghast bone on his hooves. We've got it on his horns as well. Yeah, exactly. I can always paint over it. There are areas on him I have messed up a bit. And mainly around his, as you can see, the Tzaangors have like a waistband. And it's got blue in the center and then gold. The one on this one's really good, actually. I did a really good job on this one. And if not, yeah, I can just paint over it. Like, if I hold these two side to side, yeah, I can definitely see where one needs a bit of touching up. I can definitely see where one needs more touching up over the other. But it's all part of the process. Or process, however you say it. My mum actually shouted at me once for saying it wrong. Okay, we'll let the Mornghast bone dry. And then we're gonna go over the tips of the horns with a bit of watered down black. Just to try and give them a nice bit of shading. Just need to check an email I received. What do you plan on doing with them when you're done? Just display them. They're more of a keepsake for me. But I think, I think that's the horn nice and dry. So... let's... oh no, they're not quite dry yet. And then let's actually no, let's take a small piece of the black, put it over here. And let's wash that off and add a bit of Mornghast bone to it. Just see what we get. So I want to see if I can get a nice combination of the two. We just dip, get a bit of Mornghast bone and mix that together. Wow, that did absolutely nothing. Let's add a bit more. Let's be a bit more generous with the Mornghast bone. Seems to just be making a shade of grey, which may actually work. If we just water that down a lot more, because I don't want to, you know, paint it over. I want that sort of translucentness to it. I feel like Bob Ross. We are. See, we're adding a bit of black to the tip of the horns. Just hoping that will give it a bit of texture, a bit of shading. That's what I'm hoping, because I don't know what blackwash is, Trash. This is the first time I've ever painted a Warhammer figurine. And I'm afraid I don't know what blackwash is. Let's do a bit of that on his beak as well. I'd say that's looking good. It's kind of annoying that the camera doesn't focus. It's applying water down a layer of black to the whole thing and wiping it off, so... Yes, I've heard of that. Yeah, I knew I recognized the term. Maybe... I feel it's a bit late to do now. I think that's sort of something you do... I don't know. I think I'll experiment on that with one of the other ones, because I've only got one Bannerman, and I don't want to mess him up. Thin layer of black all over, and then dab it up. Okay. Alright, just to wrap up. Totally forgot the clean brush.
Let's add a little bit of watered down gold.
And then, let me try your little dabbing method. Trash, I've got some here. Huh. There we go. I just gave that a little try on the gold on the horns and it looks really good. Really gives them texture. Nice. But yeah, listen guys, that's all I'm going to do today. Because not going to lie, I'm getting a bit tired. So, I am going to leave that for today, but thank you guys for dropping by for a nice little chill stream. Hope you guys have a wonderful day.